It's homecoming tonight on the Hill. Campbell County hosting Sweetwater. Game 8. Head coach Taylor Ownbey is here coaching. Game 8 got here pretty fast.
Oh, it did. There's a lot of stuff we can learn from, and a lot of stuff we can carry into the off season. But we still got a couple more games left, so we're definitely going to continue to battle and continue to work hard and do a lot of good things, and hopefully we get better and better as the few weeks that we have left go by.
Well, everywhere we go around town, we're always talking football, and folks talk about the Cougars. You've had a tough season. How have you been able to keep your team motivated and so upbeat, especially during the weeks of practice?
Well, I think it's just a good sentiment towards our senior class. They're pretty much upbeat, and they're leading the team, and they're doing a great job as far as how we're doing it. Jake Lawson's doing a great job. Austin Jordan, Timmy Gibson, Eli Lawson, all those guys. Our senior class is a pretty special class, for what they've done this year and how hard they've worked and how they've kind of led this team. Even though the scoreboard hasn't really, shown that type of leadership and shown what type of the men they are, but I think that's the biggest thing, is just that senior class kind of coming together and doing a really, really good job of leading.
It's homecoming here on the Hill. Homecoming probably not the coach's favorite time of the season, but it's such a part of high school football.
Oh, I agree. I mean, you try to block out all the kind of the noise and stuff with that, but at the end of the day, they're still high school kids, and they enjoy the dress-up days and stuff like that, which is part of it. And I enjoy that kind of stuff as far as how the tradition of it is, but we try to, once they get up here at 1:45, we try to block the noise out and get locked in for practice so that we can hopefully get a win this Friday. So that's kind of the point of the whole thing. Kind of culminates on that Friday night, and hopefully we can do a good job and play.
We talked a couple of shows ago about the turf, artificial surface, natural surface. That's not much of an issue anymore, I guess, marking off the fields and all that. How often do you check the weather ahead of a game every week? Do you pay much attention to the weather? Yeah,
I do. I think as a head coach now, I check it a lot more than I usually did. It's one of those things where it's kind of one of those unknown jobs, that for a head coach is to kind of check the weather throughout the day and make sure have a game plan for if it's got bad weather for practice or anything like that, or bad weather for the game, and try to get them ready. Like yesterday, we had a little bit of a rain shower that kind of hit us practice, but that was a great opportunity for our quarterbacks to kind of get the feel of a wet ball and throwing it like that. And so I there's good and bad to it, but at the same time, I always try to check and make sure that we have a plan A and plan B. So.
Okay. The Sweetwater Wildcats, the wing tee. Wow, it's a crash course in that this week to try to learn how to defend that. I guess maybe the key to that is just maybe staying in your lanes, maybe staying where you're not breaking down on your assignments.
Oh, that's the key, is don't get your eyes in the backfield, read your keys, and that's the biggest thing we've been trying to do, this week as far as defensively is just read your keys. That's what's going to take you to the football. That's what's going to get you where you need to be. And so it's one of those things where if you're looking in the backfield, you're not going to be in the right spot. So if your eyes are on your keys, then we'll be all right.
Now, this is a team that hung up 65 points its first game of the season, a team that's, I guess, just a handful of points away from being 5-1.
I agree. You watch them on film, they're a great football team. Like we've talked about week in, week out, we do not have a soft schedule. There's not a soft point in the schedule. This is a good football team that's rolling in here, and, we're going to have to – we've got to prepare as best we can, to address that part. And it's one of those things that's going to take three facets of the game: offense, defense, and special teams. So we're going to have to really hone in, and we're going to have to do a lot of good things as far as, just reading our keys on defense and executing on offense and executing in special teams.
This is a team that has a lot of tradition, though it may go a way back with state championships. Even though it's been years ago, that's still a part of the program.
That's exactly right. A good winning tradition there, and those guys are well coached. It's going to be a tough battle. I promise you that. It's one of those things. I think we match up pretty well with them, but at the same time, they've got, I think, 3 wins under their belt, so they know how to win. So we're trying to find that win. So hopefully we can do that, and hopefully we can continue to work hard and battle, and hopefully Friday night, come out with a win.
What probably is a stronger suit for this team? It's execution on offense, or maybe it's speed, or a combination?
I think they do a good job of both. They've got some good speed at the wing back sets, and the quarterback does a good job with the ball handling, and they execute the wing T stuff very, very well, and then they'll get into tight wing, and they'll do a lot of different things to kind of keep you off guard. So we're not real extravagant on defense. We're basically just going to try to line up, read our keys that we are supposed to read in certain sets, and just play football.
How does this compare to maybe the average team with the average team's offense on a week in, a week out basis?
Well, the spread kind of lends itself to be able to line up a little bit easier and stuff like that. But, with the wing tee, it's one of those where you've got to be in the right spot at the right time, and you've got to make sure that you're reading your keys. And I know I've said that 1,000 times, but that's just the ins and outs of being able to defend the wing tee. So, being with Coach Pemberton last year and for many years, him running the wing tee, you kind of get a feel for it. And actually, in high school, we ran the wing tee, so I kind of got a little bit of feel, but it's at the same time I'm not out there. I got to make sure my guys are out there doing what they're supposed to be doing.
You can only teach so much.
That's exactly right, but at the same time, that's my job, and that's what I love about this great game and this sport, is just being able to coach and being able to teach those guys, the ins and outs of why and what you're doing this for, So it's one of those things where we're just going to continue to work, and I'm very excited about the opportunity we have Friday.
Sounds good. It's Campbell County hosting Sweetwater. Coach, we wish you the best. We'll see you after the game. Have fun.
Well, I appreciate it. Go Cougars.
Head coach Taylor Ownbey and the Cougars taking on the Sweetwater Wildcats in just moments here on The Hill on Reynolds Field. This is the WLAF Thorles Tire Shop Sports Network.